And welcome to the Writer's Life, a place where you get the sights, sounds, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, where you get the truth about my writer's life. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Punch the like button, tap the bell for notifications, so you don't miss out on one single exciting episode. Exciting they are. Don't forget to go to vinzandrew.com. vinzandrew.com to pick up the latest and greatest in all my novels, novellas, short thrillers, and short stories, which I'll talk about in a minute. So today's the 14th, I want to say. And the bestsellers so far this month, Max Gator, Deranged Fan. Everybody seems to like that one. And The Remains, go figure. The Remains is going to sell a lot more this month because there will be a book club for the Ashes on Friday, and it's going to run for a full week. Plus, I stacked it with like a bargain booksy and just Kindle books and whatever. So that's going to do. I imagine it's going to do pretty well. Never say, but I would imagine it's going to kill it. Don't ask me why, but like I wasn't doing book clubs for a while. Like I think I went like 2 years without doing one. I mean, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. I did do a couple of new releases for less, but I did that in collaboration with a publisher, with Down and Out. But otherwise, those are different. The new releases for less are good, but they're not as good as like a full book club promotion. Pick up Hit and Run too. I don't know why that one's not doing as well. Maybe I'll put it into some sort of promo or something like that. But in any case, these are all doing great. I think Max Gator has already earned out and is it totally in the black. For sure, Deranged Fan is totally in the black. And her Darkest Secret is in the black. It's just great knowing that. Like every single penny I make on those books, even though they're brand new right out of the gate, is pure profit. You can't say that for most traditionally published books at all. Once you earn your advance, forget it. You're probably 99.9% of the time you're not going to earn anything beyond your advance on any of those things. And the publisher, unless your book is really taken off, they're going to make sure you don't even earn out your full advance so that they can put it in the loser pile and they can get their tax breaks, which I talk about almost every time I'm on this. But look at this hair. What's left of it? My son cut it the other day. He's like, yeah, I'll cut your hair. I'm like, can you do a little different this time? And, maybe leave a little more on top and stuff like that. He's like, I got one haircut I know how to do. Do you want it or not? It's free. I'm like, okay. So there you go. At least I still got it at my advanced stage. Speaking of advanced stage, I got thinking the other day, and this is my friend Dean Wesley Smith got me thinking. I started out writing short stories. That's how I started back in the 90s. Actually, late 80s, 90s, but I didn't sell anything until 1991 when I was in my mid-20s. I mean, to a really good magazine, literary magazine. But that's how you start. I started that way because Ernest Hemingway started that way, and I had no blueprint. I didn't personally know any other writers. This is even before internet time, so like I couldn't just like Google like how to become a professional writer. I just, Ernest Hemingway wrote freely or worked for a newspaper, freelanced for newspapers, and in the meantime, and in between, wrote short stories. So I thought, well, that's how I'll start. I'll do the same thing, and it turned out to be an excellent education. I think in some ways better than the $40,000 I spent on my earning my MFA in writing. But uh, because you're a professional right off the bat, and you got to make deadlines and all that sort of stuff, and you learn the trade. You're just in the trenches right away. So, but it's funny because I don't write short stories that much anymore. Like I write short thrillers. But like every time I intentionally start a short story, it always blows up into like, at minimum 20 or 25,000 words, which makes it a novella. But I thought, like, in between everything I'm doing this week, I'm trying to get White Wedding, the new Jack Marconi, finished. In other words, the final read through, so I can get it over to my editor. The art is being done now, and I want to have it out by the end of the weekend. Because believe it or not, it's going on 4 weeks since I think Max Gator came out, and that's like a long time for me now. Like 4 weeks is a long time. That's like a month, right? I mean, granted, I was traveling. I got bronchitis. Last week I had a ton of appointments. So it's been difficult. But and plus I'm like working on 2 novels at once and freelancing. But I thought I'm going to write a short story this week, so I did. Do I have a title for it yet? It doesn't matter. But anyway, it's like 90% done. I just got to read it over and fix that, correct anything like that's missing from it. But it's about 2,200 words. Took me 1 hour, and I think it's pretty good. It's a crime story. And I thought, like I remember, like when I was young, how it was a struggle to write a short story, a 2,200 word short story. It would take me months, a couple of months, 3 months. In that time now, I could put out 3 novels. It was just such a grueling experience. It's amazing I stuck with it. It was like self-flagellation. It was like, wow, it was torture, but I wanted to do this, and I got through it. But I was reading one of the most recent articles from Dean Wesley Smith, and he was talking about short fiction again. He's a big believer in using it not only to make money, because there's still a ton of magazines out there paying markets, but it's also good promotion for your books and your series, of which I have many. And so I thought, like, here I am, like a seasoned professional at this point, won all these awards, hit the bestseller lists and all that shit. And I even was a finalist for a Derringer Award. Derringer Award awarded to the best mystery and crime short stories of the year. It's very prestigious. I didn't win it, but I was a finalist, which is cool. In fact, Dean's wife, Kristen Rush, I think. Catherine Kristen Rush, I think. Forgive me if I'm wrong. She was recently nominated. I think I'll turn this on. She was recently nominated for a Derringer Award, and she's been at it even longer than me, and has probably put out 1,000 short stories. So I thought I'm going to get back into it a little bit, and start submitting them again, just like the old days. I mean, unlike the old days, I'm not going to print it out and shove it in a self-addressed stamped envelope, or shove it in an envelope along with a self-addressed stamped envelope and mail it out. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to submit to publications that accept electronic submissions. You with me here? and we'll see what happens. I want to see how many I can get going, how many I can get published for good money. It's another income stream, right? This is all about income streams. But I want to do it just for myself, just for fun, and um, I can put together collections of short stories once they're published and stuff like that. And Dean says something like he at any one time he'll have like 70 stories out being considered, and even a master like him, he gets rejected all the time, right? And all it takes is that one publisher to take the story. Now I'm going to shoot for 3 cents, 4 cents a word, which is a really good rate, or so Dean says, and I trust him. And he also says that there's more publishing opportunities for short fiction, short genre fiction, than there was during the real original pulp fiction days of the 1920s, 30s, 40s, which shocked me. I thought like there was hardly anything left, but there is. So I'm going to check this out, and I'm gonna do this. Not going to spend a ton of time on it, but I don't need a ton of time. I can write a decent short story in an hour. At that rate, you can write 2 a day. Have 14 new ones in 2 weeks. So I'm finishing up 2 now. I'm finishing up 1 novel now. I'm in the first third of a second novel, and once I get the 1 novel, it's a Chase Baker novel. Once I get that one done, it's over 50,000 words, which I will finish probably tomorrow. Then I'll just have the 1 novel, whatever freelance, nonfiction freelance articles I'm doing, which only takes about an hour a day. And then I can write short stories too for a little while. Maybe I'll spend the summer doing this, and I will let you know how I progress. I'll take you with. All right, that's all I got today. Nice, beautiful day. A lot of allergies in the air, pollen and stuff like that. Everybody's bitching about it. Another week or so, everything will settle down. All right, you guys. I'll catch you. I gotta have. Hopefully next week I'll start having guests again. And we get back to doing that, so that things are more interesting for you.